One of the most renowned Stoic philosophers in history is Marcus Aurelius. He was the final ruler of the five good emperors and reigned as a Roman emperor from 161 to 180 AD. During his rule, he held one of the most powerful positions globally, with the ability to indulge in all his desires. However, he chose to dedicate his life to the pursuit of justice and fairness. While in power, he found the time to write the Meditations, a collection of autobiographical essays that has become a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. In the Meditations, Marcus Aurelius shares his wisdom, focusing on adopting a cosmic perspective and critically assessing one's judgments of both others and oneself. He applied his Stoic principles as a ruler, guiding a strong empire through numerous challenges, mastering the art of letting go of stress and worry to be the most capable and reliable leader he could be. Stoicism, apart from being a philosophical concept, is also a motivational way of thinking and living. The Stoics believed that acting morally was the key to personal fulfillment, and moral action required sound judgment and rational thinking. In this video, we will explore 5 essential concepts from Marcus Aurelius's teachings that can help you cultivate a rational mind, allowing you to think more clearly. Lesson 1. Sharpen your perception. Marcus Aurelius advises, choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Stoicism emphasizes taking control of your viewpoint. Often we rush to judge everything we encounter, be it people, events, or experiences, assigning them labels like good, bad, interesting, boring, beautiful, or ugly. This constant judgment can be draining and negatively impact our lives. Marcus Aurelius suggests that you can undo your judgments, essentially looking past them to view things through a more positive and rational lens. Instead of instantly labeling a situation as bad, try to withhold judgment and see it from a different, more constructive perspective. Lesson 2. Develop emotional restraint. Recognize that harms exist only to the extent that you perceive them as such. You have control over how much certain circumstances affect you. Stoicism encourages you to find opportunities or sources of good, even in adverse events. Consider the example of a slow-learning new co-worker. While their errors may initially seem frustrating and detrimental, you can choose to view it as a chance to improve your patience, teaching skills, teamwork, and stress management. Developing these skills will benefit you in the long run. Lesson 3. Observe the opportunity in adversity. Turn challenges into opportunities. What appears as an obstacle can, with the right perspective, become a path to progress. Embrace the impediment, for it can guide you towards the solution. In conclusion, it's essential to assess situations objectively, rather than harshly judging everything you encounter. Life often becomes simpler and clearer when you view circumstances from a more positive and rational standpoint. Every situation holds both a pessimistic and an optimistic interpretation, and with the necessary mental adjustments, nothing will disturb you as greatly as it once did. Cultivating emotional restraint is key to achieving this clarity and composure in your life. The second lesson emphasizes mastering emotional restraint, a concept advocated by Marcus Aurelius. He advises us to prevent our emotions from overpowering our rational thinking, urging us to eliminate hypocrisy, selfishness, and irritability. Acting emotionally is often portrayed as conflicting with acting rationally, as nothing can cloud our judgment more than our emotions. Therefore, one of the most vital skills to cultivate for consistent, clear thinking is the ability to manage your emotions effectively. Marcus Aurelius specifically highlighted the damaging impact of anger, contrary to popular belief. Controlling emotions doesn't mean suppressing them completely. When experiencing intense anger due to a betrayal, denial, or pretending everything is fine won't make it vanish. According to the Stoics, controlling emotions like anger involves redirecting them constructively. For instance, instead of yielding to the temptation to lash out at the person who hurt you, consider whether it will genuinely improve your situation or the relationship. Explore productive ways to express your feelings, such as discussing them calmly with the person involved, understanding their perspective, or engaging in activities like writing, sports, or gaming to release your anger. Another emotion to consider is anxiety or fear. You can't merely suppress these feelings, instead channel them in a healthy direction. For example, if you're anxious about requesting a raise from your employer, rather than using that anxiety as an excuse to avoid action, use it as a motivating force. your anxiety can lead you to consider potential questions and counter-arguments, preparing you for any scenario. In this way, fear can be a powerful motivator, pushing you to take action and show yourself that you can overcome it. By redirecting strong emotions effectively, you can maintain composure regardless of the situation, ensuring your emotions don't hinder your capacity for logical thinking and wise decision-making. Emotional self-control is the key to a more tranquil life, and applying exercises like the control dichotomy can help you navigate this path. The third lesson, as noted by Marcus Aurelius, revolves around the concept of the dichotomy of control. It's the division between what we have influence over and what we do not. Recognizing this distinction empowers us. For example, you cannot control the weather, traffic flow, or the opinions of others, but you do have some influence over your appearance, departure time, and the company you keep. When faced with a situation that stirs certain emotions, consider what falls within your control. Act on what you can influence and learn to accept and appreciate everything beyond your control without letting it affect you. This discernment allows you to swiftly clear your thoughts. Furthermore, the idea of amor fati, or love for fate, is a pivotal element of the dichotomy of control. Embracing amor fati means loving life under any circumstances it presents. While you can't change your circumstances or evade fate, you can choose to love your life regardless. Suppose, for instance, you're repeatedly denied a job you've been pursuing for years. Pretending to love such a fate might seem impossible. However, the key is to investigate why you didn't succeed and leverage it for a positive course of action. Instead of viewing your failure as negative, recognize that you have control over the areas that led to it. You can improve upon your shortcomings and make another attempt when a similar opportunity arises. Alternatively, external factors like nepotism or personality conflicts with the hiring staff may have played a role. In such cases, there's no point in getting upset since you never had control over these factors, and the opportunity wasn't genuinely there. To fully embrace fate, distance yourself from predetermined outcomes and external markers of success. For example, if you want to be a writer, you can determine your success based on your satisfaction with the final result or the effort you invested, rather than book sales numbers. Strive diligently to achieve your goals, but always keep in mind the possibility of not reaching them and be ready to embrace this in advance. The fourth lesson discusses the concept of virtue, which can be seen as the perfection of character, or in simpler terms, morally upright behavior. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of delving deep within yourself to tap into a wellspring of goodness that's ready to flow forth if you persist in your pursuit of virtue. Such virtuous actions benefit not only you, but also the people around you and the greater good. Stoicism embraces the idea of a connected universe, where everything and everyone is interconnected. Therefore, what serves the greater good ultimately benefits you. The Stoics believed that those who dedicated themselves to the welfare of society were the ones most in tune with reason, living in accordance with their moral principles. They attributed the lack of virtue to ignorance. To embody virtue, the Stoics emphasized the absorption of the four cardinal virtues: wisdom, justice, temperance, and courage. Wisdom involves the ability to distinguish between what's good, bad, neutral, and everything in between. This requires transcending the influence of emotions and allowing reason to determine what is morally right when facing choices. Intelligence enables the objective evaluation of both possibilities. Justice, which is built on wisdom, signifies a commitment to fairness and what is appropriate for oneself, others, and society at large. The Stoics viewed it as a responsibility to uphold the principles of justice for the benefit of all. Courage, the third virtue, encourages action even in the face of one's own fear. It empowers individuals to pursue actions for the greater good, despite uncertainty about the outcomes. Courage doesn't eliminate fear, but is the deliberate choice to move forward despite emotional obstacles. Lastly, temperance, often referred to as moderation, involves maintaining a balanced middle ground between extremes. It requires discipline, restraint, and self-control. This virtue encourages us to prioritize long-term well-being over momentary pleasure, such as choosing to stop eating a bag of chips after a few bites rather than consuming the whole bag. Stoicism categorizes things and actions into three groups: good, bad, and indifferent, based on personal inclination. The guiding principles revolve around seeking the good, avoiding evil, and embracing indifference. Deviating from these principles means endorsing evil or neglecting good. Indifferent behaviors like taking a leisurely walk do not align with these values. Adhering to these virtues promotes a calm and collected state of mind, along with personal improvement, ultimately guiding you on the path of reason and a more comprehensive perspective. The fifth lesson emphasizes the importance of adopting a broader perspective. Marcus Aurelius, as mentioned in our final quote, underscores the significance of developing mental clarity by taking a bird's-eye view. In the chaos of life, we often find ourselves entangled in every problem, with each issue feeling as heavy as the world itself. Imagine being in a crowded city where you feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of people. Stepping back and changing your perspective can reveal a different reality. When we shift our viewpoint, we become aware of the insignificance of our individual experiences and our small place in the grand scheme of things. Reflecting on the vast tapestry of the universe and existence helps us see a broader context beyond our immediate concerns. People frequently forget that their experiences and perspectives are not the only ones that deserve consideration, even within their own lives. For example, someone who had a negative experience with dogs may find it difficult to imagine that dogs can be beloved companions to others. It's essential to occasionally step back and ask ourselves what we might be missing or not understanding. This self-examination technique offers numerous benefits. When making choices or decisions, considering various perspectives and opportunities can be incredibly helpful. For instance, when deciding whether to accept a new job offer or keep your current position, a broader perspective can help you see unrealized opportunities, such as switching careers or exploring a side business. It's crucial to consider all angles and options to make informed decisions. Taking a step back also involves temporarily setting aside personal prejudices and opinions. Doing so can provide you with a new outlook and inspire you to reconsider your actions and obligations. For example, you might initially view littering as insignificant in the heat of the moment. However, when you broaden your perspective to consider the well-being of the entire planet and the potential consequences if everyone acted the same way, the significance of your littering becomes apparent. Adopting a broader viewpoint helps us understand the broader consequences of our actions. The Stoics held the belief that everything in the universe is interconnected, and your own well-being is closely tied to the well-being of the entire world. When you face a decision, challenge, difficulty, or change in your life, it's essential to step back and consider not just your own life, but the world as a whole. You can engage in this introspection immediately or at a later time, perhaps while reflecting on your day, taking a walk, or through journaling, a practice that was particularly favored by Aurelia. Common questions that can help guide your reflection include: what potential long-term consequences might my choice or action have? How might someone else's perspective on this differ from mine? Do I know anyone in a similar situation or with similar goals who could offer insights? Does my decision or action affect how I feel as well as those close to me? Are there alternative options I haven't considered? Taking the time to contemplate all aspects of the universe not only helps you better understand your decisions, behaviors, and thoughts, but also allows you to contribute positively to the world. This benefits both you and the broader community. By considering the bigger picture, you'll maintain a broader perspective that helps free you from unwarranted bias, skepticism, or restraint. Subscribe to our Stoic Wisdom community to receive regular insights, practical tips, and timeless wisdom from great philosophers like Marcus Aurelius.